Good morning. I'm Commissioner Dave Levacy, and I'm honored to be here and talk to the folks in Fairfield County. And today we're going to talk about the veterans in Fairfield County. We have 9,500 veterans in Fairfield County. That's an amazing number. And I'm honored to have a couple special guests with me, former Mayor Dave Scheffler and Mike Kreitz with me today. It's very humbling and a great honor that I've just been recently nominated and approved to be in the Ohio Veterans Hall of Fame. And I will be inducted November 7th. And again, I'm so honored and humbled to have received that nomination and receiving and being awarded that on November 7th. And I understand last year, former Mayor Dave Scheffler was awarded that. Is that correct?
That's correct, last year.
So could you tell me a little bit about what happens and how that all came to be?
Oh yeah, it's quite an impressive ceremony, and just getting through the process is pretty impressive because there typically, I think, can be 80 to 100 nominations, and they only recognize 20 each year. So if you get into that inductee status, you know that you rose to the top of the cream of the crop. And there is a ceremony at Ohio State, and the governor is there and presents the certificate and the plaques, and you get a medal also. And there's a big crowd, and you also get a video that's posted in the Rife Center in downtown Columbus that's there indefinitely, so someone can go up and look you up and see what your accomplishments are and why you were chosen to be inducted. So you get lots of other little bennies in addition to that, basically swag, lapel pin, hats, all kinds of things.
So what branch of service did you serve in?
I was in the Army. I was drafted in 1970 during the Vietnam War. At the time, we all just expected we were going to Vietnam, but I was selected to go to military police training and ended up not going to Vietnam. So I served my active duty time at Fort Polk, Louisiana, where all of the infantry people that were going to Vietnam were trained. So it was very much like the climate and terrain of Vietnam.
So Michael,
yes.
You have a very prestigious military career. I actually looked you up and saw what your accomplishments were. But more importantly, you were also inducted in the Veterans Military Hall of Fame, and that was in, what, 2000?
Class of 2000.
Yes. Could you tell me a little bit about that?
That probably makes me the oldest one here then, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
It was an awesome honor. I served on active duty from 1970 to 1975 after I graduated from Annapolis. And then I served from 1975 to 1999 in the reserves, retiring in 1999. And when I graduated from Annapolis in 1970, we were kind of like everybody else that David alluded to. We assumed many of us were on our way to Vietnam, which is in fact the case. I had the privilege of serving our country in Vietnam for one tour. The process is an interesting process, Commissioner. I'm blessed to serve on the executive committee that has the opportunity to review the nomination packages that come in. And as David alluded to earlier, we had about 80 this year that we considered for opening of 20. And I have to tell you, I don't know if I would be able to get into the Hall of Fame anymore based upon the qualifications and the packages that I saw that were delivered to us for review and for scoring. It's a great process. We are certainly blessed in this state to have a number of people that are former military that have opted to continue to serve this state, this community, this country in one capacity or another, and it really shows up in the nomination packages that we see every year that we review.
So I think Mr. Kreitz is being very humble. Graduating from the Naval Academy and being appointed to that academy is a big deal. And then raising to the rank of captain is also another great accomplishment, Mike. So
Thank you, Commissioner.
yeah. So, and tell us a little bit more about the veteran services and in your role in with that.
Well, each county has what's called a Veteran Service Commission. It was created back in, I think, 1888, immediately after the Civil War, to be able to address the concerns and the issues of the veterans of the Civil War and their dependents. In the 1980s, they changed that name again to the Veteran Service Commission. Each county has a Veteran Service Commission. It's comprised of 5 commissioners. Each commissioner is appointed by the presiding common pleas court judge, in this case Judge Behrens. We serve for a period of 5 years, and we oversee the Veteran Service Commission, which is comprised of an executive director and 4 or 5 different veteran service officers whose primary responsibility is to serve as the point person for all veterans in Fairfield County. Have a budget of approximately $2 million, and it's an awesome office to be a part of, Commissioner, from the standpoint that anyone that has served in the military, that has an affinity for the veterans, this is an opportunity to kind of continue to serve with veterans that have issues that hopefully you can help address and get corrected.
So prior to myself being awarded to the honor of being at the Veterans Hall of Fame, Mike and I talked about starting a Veterans Hall of Fame for Fairfield County. And we have 9,500 great veterans here in Fairfield County, and I think it'd be awesome, Mike and David Scheffler, if we could all come together, especially those who have received this honor of being in the Veterans Hall of Fame for the state of Ohio, to actually start a local entity like that. Mike, would you like to comment on that?
Yeah, I think it's an idea that we really need to flesh out and really make happen, Commissioner. I noticed that as I get online and I check some of the other veteran service commissions and other counties, that they're beginning to develop these county-wide veteran Hall of Fames, and I think based upon the people that I've been associated with in this county that are veterans, I've been tremendously impressed with them, and I think that, you know, it would be appropriate for us to go ahead and have a Veterans Hall of Fame here.
And David, any comments regarding that?
No, I would support that completely. There are many great veterans, and if you go to the Veterans Day Parade or the July 4th Parade particularly, you will get to see some of the veterans. The Memorial Day service at the cemetery, we got a great group of veterans, and it makes sense to recognize and honor them.
First of all, I'd like to thank Mayor Dave Scheffler, former Mayor Dave Scheffler, I should say, and Mike Kreitz for joining me today. But more importantly, if you see a veteran, please thank them for their service, because being in the military and the sacrifices many have given for this country is very important. So please do that, and thank you.